We got the vibe, we got the flow. Jeff Foxx, taking you behind the mic, keeping you in the know. Where the real stories are told, where the truth and the soul unfold. Now you know, it's the Jeff Foxx Show. Behind the Mic Podcast.
It's the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic Podcast. We're going to have a wonderful conversation today with the multi-talented, marvelous, magnificent Melba Moore. Every time I turn on the television, you are there all over the country. You're making new music. You got a new book out. Tell me what is going on. All of these great blessings are happening. Tell us about it, Melba. Tell us everything.
Well, right now I'm consumed with trying to get ready for my performance at 54 Below, which is on June 24th and 25th. I'm trying to focus on that. I have a new book called This Is It, and a new album, Love Wins Every Time, and I'm trying to get ready for 54 Below, which is on June 24th and June 25th.
Wow.
Lots of other stuff, but I'm trying to focus on that.
A lot of stuff. Tell me about the new music. I mean, this is exciting.
The album, I think the category might be called smooth jazz. I'm not sure. Spearheaded by my daughter, Charlie Huggins. She found all the songs and all the producers and said, Ma, it's time for you to do something new. Get to step in. And she's kind of like ruling my life now. We're at that stage of familyhood, I guess.
That's right. You know, Melba, as we celebrate Black Music Month, what does it mean to know that your voice and your career have become a part of the soundtrack of Black history? And what does that mean to you?
It's kind of devastating. I was just seeing Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter testifying before, I guess, the Congress about how the Ku Klux Klan would come and burn their houses up and then put on uniforms to come out and police them, to remind me of like what we've gone through to try to be first-class citizens in this country. We're still fighting the battle. But for me to have been a part of a voice that can be heard in favor of us moving forward and into that position, I'm very, very, very grateful. And it was my version of Lift Every Voice and Sing that was entered into the congressional record.
Yes.
My voice is going to be heard amongst others, of course. I just want to be in the mix. I'm very, very, very kind of overwhelmed right now. Everything's happening at once, and that's amazing because if it doesn't be for people like Dr. Martin Luther King and so many others who gave their lives, we might not even be breathing here to experience this. That's how serious it is.
When you think about your career, a career like no other, I mean, you conquered Broadway, television, the music industry. And when you look back on your accomplishments, like you say, you're being overwhelmed. What really makes you smile today when you look back on all that you've done?
Well, I'm really amazed that I accomplished so much because you're so busy with your nose to the grindstone trying to make it through from one day to the next. You don't really have an opportunity to appreciate what you have achieved unless some longevity and a little space to rest and some people reminding you you've had a great life. And I'm really happy that I was smart enough to choose show business because I've really been able to blossom there.
You know, because in the beginning, and we've talked before, you were actually started out as a school teacher?
Right.
And how did you get to Broadway? How did that happen?
Well, my parents were performers too, and they said, Melba, we want you to have a real job. And after I did that for about 4 or 5 years, I said, well, Daddy and Mother, I love it, I'm good at it, but it's your dream, it's not mine. Could you help me get into show business? My stepfather and I started taking some meetings, and one of the first people I met was Valerie Simpson as a backup singer. So that's how I started.
Did you know you had that extremely gifted voice? And how old were you when you realized I had this powerful voice, this octave range, which was incredible? When did you realize that?
I think the secret to my success is that I didn't have any of those things when I began. I was a lyric soprano, very soft, didn't have any strength or power or loudness, but I worked for all of those things, worked really, really, really hard. I went to Music and Art High School in Newark, and they give you all the beginnings, but then you keep working, and then I realized that I had a big voice and a long note when I did the song Lean on Me, because I wasn't trying to sing like her, but I was inspired, like everybody else was, by Aretha Franklin. The lyrics meant so much to me, so I made my own arrangement of it, and I worked and I swam and I worked out and I took dance classes and I built up the stamina. Eventually, I was able to extend my lower range because I had a high range, but I didn't have a lower range. And to get enough stamina to sing loud and to hold a note, and it keeps getting longer and longer. So I didn't really realize until I recorded Lean on Me, I think, in 1977. So it was around that time that I realized it really started to come then. I'm kind of a late bloomer.
What was the first Broadway show that really put you on the map?
Well, the first Broadway show didn't put me on the map, but it put me in the company of people who do theater, because I didn't study theater. I didn't know that was going to be in my life, was hair. I went from doing backup singing to doing hair, well, not as a beautician, but as an actress. And I wound up replacing Diane Keaton. So in that position,
wow.
I got lucky, I guess, and a lot of people did the role, but I replaced Diane Keaton. So I became the first black actress to replace a white actress in the lead role on Broadway. I stayed in this show for so long, my fellow actors reminded me the show wasn't going to last forever and that I should audition and find something else. And I said, well, but I don't know how to audition, and I don't know nobody else in theater but you. But this person told me where to go and audition for Pearlie, which gave me the Tony Award.
That put you on the map.
That put me on the map.
Playing the character Lulabelle.
Yeah.
Now, that's a very comedic character. Were you always kind of funny? Did you have that side to you growing up? Or did the folks say, Melba, you so crazy? Did you have that?
That I did have. I always had a comedic nature. I did. I always had that.
Where'd that come from?
It probably came from the lady who really raised me, Mama Lou, well, it's interesting, her name was Lula, too, who I really kind of patterned my character Lulabelle after. Because she would tell me all these stories all the time, but she was an orphan. So I understood what it meant to be without a family, to be just one step from slavery, no education, and always telling funny stories.
And that's where you got it from.
Yeah.
And you used to sit there in the chair and just belt out these loud notes that hit the back of the theater, and it just made everybody go, wow, where did she come from? That must have been an exciting time when Broadway really discovered the talent of Melba Moore. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was so exciting. You remind me. So it wasn't so late when I got the long and high notes. Actually, it was around the time that I probably started to get them in hair, which was quite a bit before, with my 1960, 1970. I didn't really know what the Tony Awards were, but I discovered what it was to have the voice that I had. I would sing the title song, Pearlie, and it would always get a standing ovation. That's like in the top of the show. It would stop the show.
Wow.
And so then they wrote I Got Love For Me, which of course I sang for the Tony Awards and recorded and everything. So by that time I had these big, loud voice and long notes, and it was just amazing to get used to stopping the show and getting a standing ovation for that song every night. I got used to that.
I've been to many Broadway shows. What's it feel like when you give everybody in the theater goosebumps and they give you a standing ovation? Take us through that. What does that feel like?
Jeff, it's better than sex. I found out that there's another ecstasy.
Wow.
Terribly exciting. And sometimes I would focus so much on trying to be an actor to make sure I had my role right. I wouldn't quite be able to take it all in, but being able to do it time after time after time after time, oh, it just got to be an ecstasy.
You know what? When I was coming up in the 70s, you also changed lives once again. You were always kind of like a groundbreaker. You know, you did it in theater by replacing Diane Keaton. And now you've got this summertime replacement television show with Clifton Davis. And we used to run in the house and say, hey, black people on television. Melba's on television. Tell us about that show. That was a variety show. We didn't have many of those back in those days.
No.
What was that like and how did that happen?
Clifton was down the street from me in the chorus of Hello, Dolly, which at the time was starring Pearl Daly. And that was another breakthrough, too. He was a friend of Novella Nelson, who played the role of Aunt Missy in Pearlie. So he was coming to visit her in between matinees and different times of meet and greet and everything. So she introduced me to him, and then we started dating. After a while, Clifton left the chorus of Hello, Dolly to play one of the two male leads in Two Gentlemen of Verona. So we were two black Broadway stars. Which was very rare. He had an agent. I didn't even have an agent. I had to get an agent. And they came to me, actually, and offered me a summer replacement. I shouldn't say they. Carol Burnett really offered it to us.
Nice.
She offered her summer replacement spot, to me. I said, well, why don't we take my boyfriend with me? Because he's a Broadway star, too.
No kidding.
That's how we got it. So we kind of created the format after Sonny and Cher.
You were kind of like the black Sonny and Cher.
Right, because Clifton nor I had any experience in TV. So we did that really off the top of our hats, and great writers and a couple of friends that we brought aboard. So we made sure that the humor was respectable toward black people, because there wasn't anything else on TV. And we hadn't done anything before.
And you said Carol Burnett made that happen. What's your relationship with Carol at that time, and what's it now?
No, we didn't have a relationship. She's just a beautiful person.
Did you ever meet her and talk to her about what she did for you?
Not about that. No, I haven't had a chance to do that. But now that you mentioned it, I'm going to make the opportunity. I've told everybody else but her.
You told everybody but her. You let her know. That's something else right there. Now, you got the new book out. What's the name of your book?
The book is called This Is It, Marvelous and Getting Better.
Okay, so the book gives the fans a deeper look into your journey. So what is that one story in the book that people may be surprised to learn about Melba Moore?
I think it is inspiring to people, so their response is, well, how did you keep coming back and keep doing it? How do you keep starting over again, and where do you get the stamina and everything? Somebody always helped me. Somebody always paved the way, even for getting the Tony Award. I mean, it was a lockdown, so if they didn't kind of change the rules and open the way, you wouldn't be able to do it. But I tell the story of having lost my family, lost my daughter and my husband. The marriage broke up. My daughter ran away. I got evicted, and I was homeless. A gentleman whom nobody knows, but they all know, Tyler Perry, started the gospel theater circuit genre of theater, black theater.
Who was that again?
Michael Matthews.
Oh, yes, Michael Matthews. I know the Matthew brothers.
Wonderful and innovative and creative people and courageous people. Matthew called me to come out on the road with him. I had to file bankruptcy because I didn't have any money or any work anymore. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have a home address. And Michael paid me $7,000 every week after the matinee. And he paid it in cash because it's what we call chitlin.
Right.
Theater.
Chitlin Theater. Everything was cash under the table and keep it moving. I hear you. Wow.
The cast really were saints. They were saved people. So they stayed with me in my grief. The worst thing was not knowing where my daughter was. And a lot of times you're so broken, you can't even really complain or cry or talk about it. You just kind of sit there kind of numb. I call them one of the saints because they really would stay with me, be with me. And gospel people and black people are so hilarious. You can't stay sad for too long.
Right.
You know, the joy of the Lord is your strength really keeps you from going down in the pits further. And somebody would always be with me. They would always pray with me. But Michael was a born-again Christian, too, and he paid me cash. And so the saints showed me how to go to the post office, get a money order, so I wouldn't have these stacks of cash money, try to figure out what to do. So the saints would show me how to stash my money in my underwear and stuff.
Oh, my God.
And Michael would give me a bodyguard to go to my hotel, so none of the other saints would steal it from me.
Incredible. You've seen the highs of highs and the lowest of lows. And at the end of the day, here you are, still standing, still creating. Wonderful things happening to you because you hung in there, right, Melba? You didn't quit.
Can't quit. Well, I think sometimes if people are there to help you, I don't know what kind of situations people may find themselves in. You're so stunned, you don't know. We talk now after it's over as though we were in control. But when something that devastating happens to you, you're really not in control. But thank God for God.
And today, you're doing great things. Once again, tell the folks what's coming up real big for you right now.
June 24th and 25th is 54 Below live performances. The new book out, This Is It, Marvelous and Getting Better, and a new album. The album is called Love Wins Every Time.
When can we get that first single?
I think the single is coming in July.
You come back and we talk about it, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best. We got a lot of great memories. We were in St. Louis once and my band was playing and you were singing. I think we opened up for you and me and you, Mr. Richardson was your manager at that time. We drove around in a limousine in St. Louis.
Yeah.
All the years you calling Kiss FM in New York and being on the radio with us and we still doing it. And look at you, Melba. You're still the beacon of light and inspiration for so many. Thank you so much for all you do.
And thank you, Jeff, for hanging in there, too. You're still doing it, so I can still do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Melba Moore. Today, it's the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast. We'll talk to you soon, Melba. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Okay. And thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic podcast, a conversation with the multi-talented, isn't she great, Melba Moore. And remember, you can also check out the nationally syndicated Jeff Foxx radio show, bringing you the best in music, culture, and conversation every day. You can stream us online. Just look for the Jeff Foxx Show affiliate and pick your station. I'm also very happy to let you know my new album is available. It's called Variations. Oh, yes. Check this out. Hey, this is Jeff Foxx. Late night, lights low, just you and the music. That's the vibe of my new album, Variations. It's smooth, mellow. It's made to move your soul. Featuring Thoughts, Pretty Flowers, It's really nice. Get your copy right now. Just go to bandcamp.com or hit me on my Facebook page, Jeff Foxx Show, for more information. And get variations.
We got the vibe, we got the flow. Jeff Foxx, taking you behind the mic, keeping you in the know. Where the real stories are told. Where the truth and the soul unfold. Now you know it's the Jeff Foxx Show. Behind the Mic Podcast.
The Jeff Foxx Show Behind the Mic Podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcast.